first start with the mathematics. So y1 is equal to y is equal to y1 plus y2. So a sine okay, let's simplify this. Anybody value? 2a sine and cos will come.
And pi by 3 x plus pi by 6.
Sine kx pi by 6. Cos will be there.
Omega t plus pi by 6.
Pi by 6. Okay, fine. So even the phase angle comes no, okay, need to bother. Okay, have this much here. Okay, now for position of nodes, what should be the displacement of nodes should be 0, no? So displacement of y node should be 0. So therefore this kx plus pi by 6 should be equal to 2n pi or n pi. Oh, this is k, no? Why I'm writing k? Let it be. Yeah, let it be this one. So this pi by 2. Put n, what should be the value of n? N equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, n equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. For x greater between 0 and 6 meter is asking. So x by 2 is equal to 1 by 6 is equal to n pi. Pi will not be there. Anybody values x will be 5 by 6. Next again will be 2, 2, 12, 11 by 6. 17 by 6. X by 2, it is. Or directly value of x, I'll write it. Next will be 24 minus 1. Okay, yeah. These are the portions. So between 6 meter, 0 to 6 meter, how many nodes I can locate it? Next value?
No need of next values.
No need of next value. Okay, this will be 6 meter, no? 3, 6, 18. I think only these two will lie from between 0 to 6 meters. So 3 nodes will be there. Between 0 and 6 meter. So I need to go for higher value further. This will be. So number of nodes will be nodes in the region. Three nodes will be located. And just be careful when that some phase angle comes now, you just proceed with the mathematics. This everything should be equated to n pi because for displacement to be 0, so this bracket term should be equal to n pi. Without this phase angle, okay, we did. No, with this phase angle has come. I think this phase angle do matters the position of nodes. Am I right? So without phase angle, you compare it. You'll get the position of nodes different here. Very rare, the reflected wave will have a phase angle of like this. It's a very rare. Just you can say it's like a mathematical based question, not possible in lab. A source of sound is located in a medium and this observer. Here the speed of sound will be v. Here the speed of sound will be 2v, and both are approaching each other with a speed. Vs Vo equal to how much? V by 5. Speed of sound is v, and observer is located in a medium in which speed of sound is 2v. Speed of sound only, it will become 2v like that. Now he's asking find the wavelength of wave in the medium in which observer is located. First we'll do one thing. Frequency detected by the detector will calculate that one. So this is the boundary here. So this will generate a frequency f naught. By the time the signal reaches here will become f dash, and treat boundary as a detector. Treat boundary as a detector. So then what is the formula will be? F dash is equal to f naught v by v minus vs. So approaching the boundary. Phi f naught v by 4v. Okay, this also will cancel out. Okay, we'll end up this one. This is the thing. Now this boundary will act like a source for the observer. Okay, now when a wave moves from one medium to another medium, so better if you want, you write there's a medium 1. There's a medium 2. Okay. Just have small clarity is needed. That's all. Very easy problem. When a wave moves from one medium to another medium, well, its frequency will change. No, its frequency will remain as it is. No need of diagram in exam. Directly you are supposed to imagine and get to this one. So by the time the signal reaches here, it will have frequency say f. That f has to be calculated. Okay, let's go for the frequency received by the detector should be f dash. What is the speed of sound here? 2v, and the observer is approaching it v naught by 2v. F dash is phi f naught by 4. Phi 2 ja 10, 12. Phi f naught by 4, 12 by 2. 6, 6, 15. Okay, this is the frequency received by detector.
So that is
11 by
8,
8,
sir.
sir. 11 by 8, sir.
11 will come. 11 by?
In the bracket, it will be 11 by 10, sir.
11 by 10. 11 by 8. Okay, yeah. Calculation. Frequency detected by observer. Okay, let's go for wavelength. How to get the wavelength? Find the wavelength of wave in the medium in which the observer is located. Wavelength of the wave in which observer is located. Lambda equal to f dash by 2v. Shall we make it only this much here?
Relative speed we should take, no, sir.
No, find the wavelength of wave in the medium in which observer is
F
located.
dash.
F dash lambda equal to, so not wavelength of waves received by observer. Am I right? He didn't ask the wavelength received by the observer. He just asked the wavelength of the waves in that medium.
Both will be same.
Both will be same, na, sir.
Velocity of observer will not impact the wavelength.
Oh, velocity of observer is moving, no? Okay, got it. Yeah, this one. Okay, I'll do one thing. Lambda is equal to V relative by F. V relative is what? 2V plus V naught. And F is how much? V naught is how much? V by 5. So 8V by
5F now.
5F naught. Yeah. There's a wavelength of waves. Wavelength of waves. Detected by observer. So the wave, what will happen, will approach with a speed 2V, not V. So what is a like a relative speed of the wave with respect to observer 2V plus V naught by the frequency received? I think there's a one very generalized formula what we have brought it. You can do by another mathematical approach that will be very lengthy, will not be possible for us in exam use that method. I think in NCERT book he has given. He's starting from the basics, everything that one. That will be very lengthy method. So lambda equal to wavelength of wave received by the observer equal to speed of the waves related to observer by the frequency of the wave that is detected by observer. Finish over. What will be the type of problem? Substitute that V relative and substitute that frequency. You can work out here. Even this boundary is moving. If the boundary is moving, in that case, you have to do adjustment here in the numerator. Able to make it out? If the boundary is moving, okay, that adjustment has to be done. Again, the when you're calculating F, it should be again, here you have to do adjustment. If the boundary is moving, I think we have discussed this case also in the class. If the boundary is also moving, so here in calculation of F dash, here you do adjustment, velocity of boundary, you put it. For F, okay, the boundaries approach this boundary will behave like a source, no? So here you have to do adjustment the velocity of the boundary. Getting the idea? This is so can be asked in exam such things. What is the speed of sound in that medium? Bulk modulus, what we know it. So what is V? V equal to B by rho. Okay, do we know bulk modulus? We don't know bulk modulus. That has to be determined. So we don't know bulk modulus of the medium. Okay, anyway, let me write it. So bulk modulus, how we define? Okay, this speed. Let me write you symbol. Yeah. So do we have these two quantities from the diagram available? What is the pressure? Pressure will be dP, that is equal to. So shall we go for a piston of negligible mass or the water piston can slide? So what is the earlier? What was the atmospheric pressure? P naught E. Earlier, how much of? No. What do we get? Mg by, and this is P naught E. So what is the change in pressure will be? Change in pressure will be only mg by A divided by fractional change in volume. I think looking at this, we can calculate 5 into A. So this will be 0.25 millimeter into A. Fractional change in delta V by V is asking. Change in volume by this one. So this should be equal to 0.25 into 10 to power of minus 3 into 0.2 all divided by initial volume 5 into 0.2. I think we know bulk modulus, the density is given. Substituting that, we'll get the speed of sound. Shall I write P naught plus mg by A, or it should be mg by A? Change in pressure. See, earlier there is P naught is acting. When you put a load, due to that particular thing, there'll be a fractional change in volume of water. From that, we are determining bulk modulus. That I'm going to substitute here. I'll scroll down. Simple idea. Okay, there are two tuning forks are there. A tuning fork P of unknown frequency gives 7 beats. With another tuning fork Q. When Q is moved towards a wall with a speed, it gives 5 beats per second for an observer located left to it. Okay, here is an observer. Initially, what happened? Initially, it is a test. So how many beats will get it? 7 beats in 2 seconds. So 7 by 2 seconds should be the beat frequency. So what is the beats now? F1 minus F2 should be equal to 7 by 2. Call this as F1, this F2. Now, what is the second situation? In the second situation, he is going to move the P will be there as it is, whereas the Q, what happened, will be moving towards it. Okay, let's continue like this. And this will be F2. This will be F1. Okay, now here observer will come. The frequency of P that is being asked moves towards a wall with a velocity U. Let's say that one. It gives 5 beats per second for an observer located left to it. When Q is moved, okay, I think this will not be there. Okay, I think I'm reading question. Okay, one wave will come directly, F2. The other wave will go like this, F dash, get reflected. Okay, I think we'll understand question like this. Then this will become F dash will become F2 dash. Now number of beats will be telling that is equal to 5 beats per second. What is use of this? I'm not getting. On filing, P gives 6 beats per second. He's asking frequency of P, no? Okay, then, yeah. This is filed. Okay, just I'm showing it as a filed. So filed means it will become F1 dash. Only F dash will write symbol. Yeah. F dash, and this will be so many conditions are there. Okay, no. Okay, this will be a test. Okay, I think I understood question clearly. Yeah. Okay, now this will give, I think 3 situations are there. P and Q at rest, 7/2 hours will get beat frequency. Now only P is not there, only Q is moving. Now we'll get 1 beat frequency. Now it is filed. The frequency filed, it gives 6 beats per second. Delta FA, I'll write it, situation, delta FB. This is how much? 5. Third situation gives 6 hours. So what is this? This should be either, we don't know. I think I'm, so he's asking to get the frequency of P, that one. Actual frequency of P. So that is what F1 is asking here. No? So let's get the Doppler effect formula first. F dash, no, this is. F dash will be equal to F2 V by V minus U. F2 dash should be equal to F2 dash should be equal to F dash. Now observer is at rest, no? F dash only. So beat frequency will be delta FB is equal to F2 minus F2 dash. So this will be F2 minus F2 V by V minus U. How much it is given? 5 F2 . This will take it F2 dash minus F. Huh? F2 U by V minus U. I think we know F2.
327.
F2 equal to 327, sir.
F2 is 327. Huh? Okay, from calculation we are getting 327 hours. Okay, now after getting this one, this will be 3.5, no? I'll write it 7/2.
Sir,
I'm in between. Just wait. Just let me finish off, and you can. Huh? Okay, now he's asking to get F1. No. F2 is how much? 327 will getting. Huh?
Sir will not get 327.
According to the equation, we'll get 327 only.
Sir, is that equation correct?
Oh no. Apparent frequency. Somewhere we are wrong. Huh? Wait. I'm unable to concentrate. Okay, let me do one thing. F2 is again F2. There are 2 things are there. F2 double dash. F2 dash will come. Okay, the beat
Sir.
frequency.
If the observer is moving, we'll get another equation, sir. But the observer is stationary, no, sir. Even
Wait,
F2 dash will be same as F2. F2 dash. F2 double dash will be same as F2 dash.
Okay, wait. Let me work out problem. Okay, now I'll come for this delta FB. For first F2, F dash should be equal to F2 dash, that we know it. So first we'll calculate F dash. F dash will be F2 V by V minus. So I have gone wrong. I know it. Okay, let me put this one. Okay, this F dash is there. And F2 double dash is equal to, in fact, F dash. Okay, let me go for the bit. What is F2 dash? We'll calculate. F2 dash should be the source moving away, no? It should be, so F2 V by V plus U will come. Now the beat frequency, delta FB, which will be greater. F2 double dash will be greater. Okay, yeah. F2 double dash minus F2 dash. F2 double dash will be F2V will take outside, so this will become 2 F2U by V square minus U square. Yeah, take it this one. So now what happened? We know delta FB, we know U, we know V, we'll get F2. Anybody?
166.
166, huh?
Sir, it is 2F2 UV, sir. Two F2 UV by V square minus U square.
UV, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Anybody value? I think this will. If I can get F2, I think we can end up the answer. We can reach the answer.
166, sir.
166 cannot come because UV is there.
66 only, sir. By UV only.
2F2 UV by V square minus U square.
Sir, 166.
166. Okay, what you're telling answer based on that I'm writing. Okay, no. Okay, we got F2 this much. Okay, now when I file it, earlier it was 3.5, no? So after filing, what happened? It has become 6 hours. So number of beats, what happened, has increased, no? So when you file it, what happened? F1 dash should be greater than F1. Look at the condition. We know this is when you file it, frequency should increase. So therefore, the first equation, delta FA. So shall we write F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1? It should be F1 minus F2 only. Okay, now I know F1 minus F2. This is 3.5. So F1 minus, okay, F2 value is 166, 3.5. So 169.5 hours. This will be very tricky. We have to understand the situation. Huh?
Sir.
Uh,
Sir, how did you decide F1 is greater than F2?
I just made a cross check. I too don't know. Just I wrote it because whenever beats will come, because here one thing, when you file it, you can see that one. How I am deciding is the last part of the thing. When you file it, what will happen to number of beats? If it increases means it should be F1 minus F2. If it decreases on filing means it should be F2 minus F1. Looking at the data given, I wrote it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And this will be very tricky questions. Please, Doppler effect, beats. They'll mix up so many things.
Sir. On filing, P frequency decreases, no, sir.
Hey,
Frequency of P is decreasing.
I'll break your head. I'll break your head. I'll break your head. I'll break your head. On filing, frequency will increase. Finish over.
Okay.
Don't kill concept. Don't reverse things. No, the basic things. Filing frequency will increase. Sure. That you can't change it. Huh? Standard things, don't change it. Don't bring your new physics, huh? Please. Say one numerical, okay, some condition, but the basic things you can't change. Huh? Please, you have to be very careful. Huh? Okay, read the question. Something metallic rod. Okay, metallic rod, it is rigidly clamped at one of the ends. Okay, we'll take like that. So there's a rod. So it is telling it's a clamped. The other end of the rod is free. Such a way that there are total 6 antinodes are there. 6 antinodes means how many loops should be there? 5 loops. Three, 4, 5. Okay, this is also antinode. Okay, go for this one. And antinodes we show like this. Huh? Okay, all of you able to recollect? This is a representation. Don't think that particle will vibrate like this. Wrong thing. Here, this particular part of the rod, here the vibration will be in this direction. Am I right? It's not. It will not be vibrating in this way. So this will be what should be the length? This should be equal to lambda by 2. Same thing what we did for string, this one. So this total length is 1 meter. So this L should be equal to 5 lambda by 2 plus lambda by 4. With this, we'll get the wavelength lambda 4 by 11. What Bouquet has given, I picked up. Find the wavelength of constituent waves. The frequency of constituent waves. So we know Young's modulus and Young's modulus and density. So what is the speed of the wave? V is equal to Y by rho. Very important. If the liquid comes, B by rho. Previous problem. Solid, Y by rho. Gases, gamma T by M naught or gamma or say like P by rho or gamma P by rho, where gamma is a Laplace constant for gases. No correction for solids or liquids. Very important. Okay, substituting, we'll get this one. So frequency of the wave, F equal to V by lambda. And the equation of the motion at the midpoint of the rod. How to write at the midpoint of the rod? Equation of the motion at the first we'll write equation for standing wave. At x equal to 0, we define this one, no? And this is x equal to L. So at x equal to 0 should be node or antinode. What is there? Node is there. So sin kx or cos kx should come. The amplitude of antinode is 4. Okay, we know amplitude. Sin kx. What shall I write? Cos omega t. Cos omega t or sin omega t? What to write? You should have further given, okay, what is the node? Node should be always at rest, no? Velocity of the node should be 0. So if I write, see, let's do one thing. We don't know. Okay, let me differentiate. At t equals 0, x equals 0. Velocity of x equals 0, velocity of node will be always 0 at any point. So can I write anything sine or cos? Doesn't matter. I think that initial condition you must define. Whether it's a sine or cos, the initial condition is not defined. Okay, the sine case, we are very sure. The sine or cos, open, you should define it very clearly, whether it's a sine or cos. Okay, anything you can write it. He has not defined that initial t equals 0. If he says that this particular point or this particular, if he says this particular antinode, if it is having certain velocity or is at extreme point, based on that sine cos should be defined. So this is not given. So you can assume anything. Okay, no, cos omega t, I'll write it. So at the midpoint, x equal to L by 2, you write it and you'll get the expression for y as a function of time. Okay, now what is the midpoint? Midpoint, you can see this off loop here. Where the midpoint will come? Okay, two loops here. Now the midpoint, shall I take this to be midpoint? Two end of loop from here, 1, 1, two end of loop. Yeah, this will be the midpoint. Is asking y as a function of time. He's just asking expression for that one. So put x equal to L by 2. Exactly the midpoint of the rod, you are writing equation. The equation of constituent waves, superposition of two waves, which will produce this particular equation. So this is not given properly. So therefore, I'm just assuming cos. So you should define at t equals 0, what about this particular end? If it is at mean position, so substitute x equal to L, then it should have velocity. So when you differentiate, its velocity should be non-zero. In that way, what happens? It should be written. Okay, just simple idea. Okay, we'll take the next one here. On the concept of acceleration, I'm bringing here. Carefully read the question. We have discussed Doppler effect with observers and source, they are moving. So here with acceleration, we are introducing concept here. I think if you do for any one option, either P, Q, R is, then the result can be generalized. Any one option you pick up. So first start with option P. Source will accelerate, observer will move with a velocity v naught. Source will accelerate from rest and the observer starts moving with a velocity v naught. Initially source is here and this observer. He will accelerate from rest and he will move. Here a pulse will be generated. Okay, no, so it will accelerate from rest a naught. Okay, we'll take a naught. This is at t equal to 0. Then, okay, this after some time, when the pulse goes and strikes here, so what is the time taken by the pulse to go and strike it? Here, the wave itself will propagate with a speed v. Then what is the distance covered by the relative distance, time taken by the wave to go and strike the observer? So by the time the wave propagates here, the observer will also propagate, no? So what is the time taken by the pulse to strike the observer? Relative separation by relative speed. So after some time, the observer will be here, and the pulse has reached here. Okay, this is time. Okay, let me take this interval of time, t equal to t1. So can we calculate this particular t1? So what is t1? You can write. What is the t1? Time taken by the first pulse to reach the observer. Okay, again, what happened? Where the source will be somewhere here. So it will be generating, no? So it'll be continuously generating one more pulse. So he's asking now the frequency detected. So what I do is I'll calculate the time period between the two pulses. The reciprocal of time period is what? The frequency detected by detector. There is a basic idea. So when do the second pulse will be generated? After certain time. After certain time, the second pulse will be generated, and the second pulse again will take some time to propagate. So altogether, what is T2 will write it. So time taken by second pulse to reach observer. When the second pulse will be generated after some time, because source will be somewhere here for our understanding purpose. I can't give exact diagram. Please try to, I just wanted to make you to think that I'm giving some thing. Now second pulse will be generated. Okay, no. So after what time? Not T1. Again, don't take it T1. It should be some after second pulse will be generated after certain time T. If you say T1, I think we'll be in a big trouble. Okay, I'll take it out this. The pulse will be generated after time T. Again, a generated pulse has to propagate here. Okay, how to write this T2? I think better to imagine, so we can't put everything in diagram. So first what happened? T plus, so what is the distance moved by the L minus A naught T square by 2 minus V naught T divided by V plus V naught. Okay, from where I'm writing this equation? T plus, it is. Please understand this. This will be, if you can, the problem will get over once if you can understand this. What is this capital T? Time taken for the pulse to be generated, second pulse to be generated, time interval. So there's a thing. Now what is this L minus of A naught T square? So what is the separation? This is L. In that, to generate the pulse, second pulse, what the source have to cover some distance, no, of AT square. In that interval of time, the observer also will move some distance, T. Okay, now what will happen? it will cover that remaining distance with a relative speed. How much it will be? V plus V naught. This will be much easier if I do like this. Huh? Okay. So what is the time interval? So delta T will take it, the difference in these two, T2 minus T1. One L by V naught will get cancelled. So there should be V naught T also get cancels. Anybody? Final equation? One VT will be there. V naught T get cancels. L by V naught also get cancelled. So VT minus A naught T square by 2 by V plus V naught. Check it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one. So there's a time in the reciprocal of this is what? The frequency detected. F is equal to 1 by delta T. V plus V naught what is capital T? This is F dash, no? So shall we write T equal to 1 by F? V plus V naught, V by F, A naught by 2F square. Okay, this will be F dash is equal to 2F square V plus V naught minus A naught. Check it now. So this is the first case. Huh? I think this is quite very this is a general case. Huh? Now so you see that one. Both they are approaching. No? Next again the frequency did by observer. If the source and observer both are moving from each other. If they are moving from each other means what changes you'll make it. Anybody wants to tell? There's only one change. If you make it, problem will be over. So this should be the positive. Huh? Then again you solve it. So what will be your thing? So this will be this will be positive. That's all. Check it. I just shown one other options you have to work out, huh? Because I can't solve the all three, that one. So when source accelerates, yeah.
How did you assume the direction, sir? S can be on the right side and can be on left side also, no, sir. Then will different values.
What is that? I'm not getting.
When observer is moving from right towards, from left towards right, and source is moving from right towards left, will get different answer, no, sir.
That's what I'm telling. No, the second cases, second, third, fourth are different. I'm not saying same, just you have to do some adjustment here. So here for V naught, it is like this. Source and again you see that one. Source following observer. Okay, again the conditions will be same. Source following observer, observer following source will be the same situation again. Only the sign will change.
Yes, sir.
Source and observer. Observer following source. So actually you have to break up this problem into two parts. Source observing, source and observer approaching, source and observer moving away, only signs will change. Source following observer, observer following source. Again, signs will change. I'm telling you that one, it's not like all everything will be same. Only the signs you have to be careful, depending upon the conditions here. Work out other options. Option B I picked up. So in this way also you can think it. This is the question we left over. No, R should be equal to L by 4. I think that person has badly didn't print. After cross verifying, no, the answer what he has given, no, after assuming R equal to L by 4 only, I'm getting answer. Otherwise, it will not match. In some of the, I think in icon it is there where this is the circle will be in touch with this edges of the square, that one. Here he has made R equal to L by 4. There's a given thing. Let me write here. Otherwise not possible. Whatever we do it, highly impossible. Okay, I think we have brought it here till here. So omega is equal to VB by R. What is the speed of the person? No, 11. So 11. Okay, let me read once because I too forgot. Yeah, we don't know the speed of the train. That's a major problem. Okay, I think we have ended up with the omega equal to V by R. So this will be VB, speed of the boy or listener. R equal to L by 4. So 4 VB by L. So what is this? 411. Okay, this is L. So 44 by L. Okay, this is the expression for omega. Okay, now we wanted the speed of that train. No? So let me substitute here omega. Okay, this will be speed of the train equal to L by 2. Secant square theta, omega will be 44 by L. So this will become equal to 22 by for the next part of the calculation. Speed of the train with theta. Speed of train is with theta. The person B is moving with a constant speed. But question is asked, find the maximum and minimum frequency just before here. So when the train is here, it will have velocity, say Vt. And whatever the person will be here. Okay, agree this. So now resolve this particular component of velocity. So how much this angle will be? Say alpha. I think it should be 45 degrees. So just before reaching the corner and just after the corner. So just before reaching corner, so how the velocity will be directed like this, no? Vt cos alpha. Then the signal emitted by it will be received f dash. Just after crossing the corner, how the velocity Vt will be downward. Velocity of the train will be vertical. Then you resolve it component of that along the line joining the train and the boy. So in that case, component of velocity will be towards him, no? So I have two diagrams. So there's a one diagram. Okay, now this will be Vt. Again the angle, this is alpha. So this will be alpha. So component of velocity, how it will be, no? Vt sine alpha. It will generate a signal f. It will be received at f double dash. I think which will be minimum, which will be maximum. This will be maximum. Am I right? And this should be the minimum. So the apparent frequency f minimum should be equal to f into v. Okay, I think this is the maximum. Huh? Yeah, let this be minimum. Minus v. So f max will be f minimum will be f into v, vt sine alpha plus v. What is alpha? Alpha will be pi by 4 or 45 degrees. So put theta there, put theta 45 degrees, then you are going to get the speed of the train at the corner because theta has to be substituted. Theta should be 45 here. So what is Vt now? Vt dash, I'll write it. Velocity of the train at the corner. 22 secant. Okay, substitute that here and calculate that f max and f minimum. Just before reaching corner, just after crossing the corner, the listener is going to hear the two different frequencies. One is maximum, other is minimum. Just before reaching corner, it will be minimum. Just after crossing the corner, it will be maximum. Without that R equal to L by 4, I think the data was missing. Okay, minimum, I'll put that condition. Minimum frequency is heard. Just before reaching corner. Maxima will be heard. Just after crossing the corner. So I can show that only Doppler effect may trouble you in exam. The rest all everything you can manage very comfortably. So just be alert only when the Doppler effect situations are coming. The rest of everything you can manage. Mathematics involved, just be careful with the mathematics. Okay, yeah, simple. One problem I brought it. Okay, the rod, it's a tapered rod or tapered wire, you can put it. Transverse pulse will propagate through it, time taken by it to move from one end to another end. Okay, look at the, please make observation of the diagram. It is connected like this. The rod is, it is connected and this is the axis. Here is what the force F is applied. What is the state of this particular wire? String only whose radius is varying. We discussed all problems where the wave was propagating on a uniform cross section. Here the cross section is going to vary. So this is a wire, and this is what that string on which the wave is propagating. Okay, I think I'm making a little bit where the string will have variable area of crossing. That's all. Don't call it a rod. Let be string only. This is a wire. It is connected. So when I pull up with a force F, what can be the tension here? Because it's at rest, so the force should be F only. So the tension should be F. Then what will be the tension at all points on the rod? Should be F only. Am I right? I think elasticity. You have come across a situation in elasticity. So let me assume a strip. See, everything this in exam 3 minutes you are supposed to think. Let's come for this one. So the radius of this B. R2, or A, B, whatever the symbols you like it. The length of the rod is L along the axis. So the wave is propagating, the time taken by the pulse to move from A to B. So this is X, so this should be equal to, this is L, no? So let this be, okay, the radius here, let it be R. Okay, I think we'll go for one triangle. This is R2 minus R1. This is R minus R1, and this is X. This total length is L. Call this theta. So tan theta will be R2 minus R1 by L, R minus R1 by X. I think you are very familiar. Put X equals 0, radius is R1. Put X equal to L, radius will be R2. You can also do this problem, time taken to propagate from B to A also. Let it be either way, it doesn't matter. So this, let this be equal to dx. So what is the tension at that particular point? Let it be T, where this T should be equal to F. Any reason? Because what is the state of this particular string? String at rest, no? It is. So therefore, so here we have to put it. T is equal to F. This is the one important thing. Okay, now, what is the speed of the wave? T by mu. So T mu, you can write it as rho into S. V further dx by dt. T is what? F rho. This is pi r square. Substitute the value of r, then go for integration. Dx by dt. Let me write that step here. Alpha x plus beta root of f rho pi. Alpha, what is alpha? Alpha will be alpha x plus beta. Okay, now you integrate this. Alpha x plus beta dx is equal to f by rho pi dt. 0 to L, 0 to T. Alpha L square by 2, beta L, time taken. Alpha is R2 minus R1 L square by 2. Beta is R1 L. Here one L is missing. Anybody? Simplification. R1 by, what shall I write? Yeah, R1 plus R2 L by 2. Capital T is a time taken. Huh? Okay, don't get confused with the different thing. I think you go back, so many questions are there, no? Rod rotating, then the time taken by the wave to propagate from left end to right end. Any of, okay, just, we had even discussion of like this also. Time taken, if I generate a pulse, time taken by the pulse to move from here to here. Even we can ask you like this also. The pulse is generated. What is the time taken to move from axis to the end? I can also ask you like this. I'll generate a pulse here. What is the time taken to reach the axis? Okay, just see some, will it take same time? I just wanted to compare these two. I think the more than one options or something, no? So they may test you with this one. Now you see this. Anybody, can you say anything? So pulse is generated here, pulse is, rod is rotating at t equals 0, pulse is generated here, t equals 0. Will it take same time to move from the end to the axis or from the axis to the end? Will it be different or will it be same? I think we have to verify. We can't just tell it. But in more than one options, I may ask questions of like this also. So we know tension. See, like I think at least they are different. At least I can say how I can say where tension will be maximum here. Am I right? Tension is 0 here. So we'll do one thing. We'll write 1. There's a 1. There's a 2. What is the tension here? M omega square L by 2. What is the tension at point 2, 0? So what happened initially? The speed of the wave here will be less, no? And as it moves, the tension will increase. The speed of the wave keeps on increases. What about here? Initially, the speed of will be more. The wave as the wave progresses, the speed of the wave will be keep on decreases here. So what happened to wavelength? As v here, as v decreases, wavelength will decrease. As v increases, wavelength increases. As the wave propagates here, wavelength will decrease. As the wave propagates here, wavelength will increase. As the wave propagates here, speed will increase. Here, speed will decrease. So definitely the time taken will be different. Time taken to move from A to B. If you want, you can cross verify once. Huh? These are the different ways of testing a student. Okay, let me go for next one here. You know, equation of straight line, construct the pulse. You have to construct the pulse here. So let's start with the origin. Rather than giving the pulse, no, they may give mathematics. They'll ask you to construct a pulse. Put x equal to 0, y will be 1. The best thing what you can do like this, put x equal to plus 1 or x equal to minus 6. How to construct a wave? I think the equation of straight line, no? It will be, and you see that for x less than 0, greater than minus 6. So on the negative x-axis, the pulse will be. So I'll draw it. X equal to minus 6, you put it, y will be 0. X equal to 0, y will be 1. So this got over. Now put x equal to 1, it will be 0. So this will be the pulse. So what is this? This is at t equals 0. The shape of the pulse at t equals 0, traveling along positive x-axis. Okay, yeah. Where is the rope? Rope. Okay, there's a string. Please do understand. So the string will be like this. There's a pulse. Okay, no. For all other values of x, it will be 0. Okay, is it okay? No. So the shape of the string will be. There's actually the meaning of the question what he has given. Okay, now find the vertical displacement of the particle at x equal to 1 centimeter and at t equal to 0.2 second. So what is the speed of the pulse? 10 centimeter per second. in 0.2 seconds, how much of it will propagate? 2 centimeter it will propagate. So where the peak should be at 2 centimeter. So this is 1. Let me have this, and this is a -1. Okay, next part of the graph. I don't know exam how you manage. You should be sharp enough to, this is a y-axis. Say t equal to 2 centimeter, it will be here. So the pulse will come. I think better take help of imagination rather than fighting with the same pulse. Yeah, this should be -4 plus 2. Oh, say this will be 3. Not up to the mark. Okay, it is like this. Okay, we have find the vertical displacement of the particle at x equal to 1 centimeter, 0. This is t equal to 0.2 seconds. So what is the displacement of that? Should be same. How much it is? 1 centimeter. Yeah. Okay, next after. Find the transverse velocity of particle at x equal to 1 centimeter at t equal to 0.2 seconds. X equal to 1 centimeter, where it is asking velocity. How this particle will be moving?
For the first bit, he asked vertical displacement of the particle at x equal to 1, sir. It won't be 1, no, sir. At 2, it will be 1, sir. At 1, it will be 5/6.
Oh, vertical, no, not 1. I think I'm going for amplitude. Okay, this one. I'll indicate here. I think this is what he's asking. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
This we have to calculate. I think we have enough maths.
5/6.
5/6. Okay. No. Velocity is asking. In what direction will be moving? Along the, will it move like this? Or will it be along the string like this? Or down the string, up the string? Or upward, downward, or some angle? They should be moving downward. So this particular point will have velocity in this direction. Any reason for that? Because what is the formula? Minus v into dy by dx. Slope. Even for pulse also, this is applicable. It is moving towards right. So this will be plus 10. Substitute. Okay, this with a slope. So what is the slope? Slope is positive. How much should be slope here? 1/6. 5/3 centimeter per second. What do you mean by 5/3? Downward, no? Negative means downward. What about this particular point? It will have velocity upward. Well, next one question, best question we have to ask. Will it all these points, the velocity of this point? Will all points will have same velocity, or different points on this part of the string will have different velocity? Definitely, I'll be interested to test student like this also. You take velocity of, you calculate velocity of any point on this part of the string. What is the slope? Slope is same. And what is the speed of the wave? We know. So all these particular particles will have same velocity. All these particular particles will have same velocity. But that is not the case of sine wave. You have to be very careful about such small ideas. Let me indicate that particular situation. Okay, make such minute observations. It'll be much easier for you in exam. No, you'll be in better position. Okay, let's take this one. So all these points, so let me indicate points as P1, P2, P3. P2 already I took, no? P3, P4, P5. Speed of all these particles will be same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So VP1 equal to VP2 equal to VP3. I think such small ideas, no, in exam, all of a sudden managing. Okay, if you have some basic idea of maths, okay, all of a sudden, no, just be ready with all such ideas. Huh? If it was sine wave, it will be different. A very simple, nice problem. Now you can, I think 4 minutes you can do it. If not 2, at least 4 minutes you can manage. Read it. The diameter of second string is two strings of same material are joined to form a last string and stretched between edges. Suppose the diameter of second string is twice that of first. It was observed in an experiment that the whole string was oscillating in for loop with a node adjoint. Find the possible length of second string. The length of first string is. The length of the strings are different. Both are of same material, rho. The diameter of second string is twice that of that one. So area of cross section will become 4 times. No, if this is A, this will be 4A. Let's not go for modes and the length of this, we know it. It was observed in an experiment that the whole string was oscillating in a 4 loops with a node at the joint. Okay, this should be strictly node. What are the possible length of the second string? Find the possible length of second string. What should be the frequency of wave as it propagates from one rope to other rope? Should remain same, no? So first case, I'll start with the first situation. First fundamental frequencies. F1 should be equal to F2. So 1 by 2L1 T by mu. Mu will become here rho into A. This should be 1 by 2L2 rho into 4A.
Why you're taking fundamental frequencies?
Fundamental frequency, because frequency must be equal. I'm just trying to get the relationship between L1 and L2. If they're fundamental, okay, this I think not needed, no? Between L1 and L2.
Your total number of loops are 4 now.
If total number of loops are 4, okay, yeah, I have to. I can't start from here. Okay, this one. Yeah. Total number of loops are 4, no? Then what are the possibilities? Minimum 1 loop should be there. So 1, 3. Okay.
You can write a general expression afterwards, we can substitute. Taking in the first string
Yeah,
n
this one.
loops and second loop 4 minus.
N and N2, I'll write it. N1 plus N2 should be 4. Okay, we'll make a general equation now. So this frequencies must be equal. F2 is equal to N1 by 2L1 T by rho E. N2 by TL2 T by rho into 4A. So N1 L1 equal to N2 by N2 4L2. And we have N1 plus N2 is equal to 4. So what are the possible values of N1, N2? So first case, we'll take it here. What are the things? I think one loop must be there, no? So let N1 equal to 1, N2
Sir,
will be 3.
N2 by 12 sir, in that formula. N1 by L1 equal to N2 by 12.
This is 2L2, yeah. Okay, the equation 1 and 2 are there. If let me assume N1 equal to 1, N2 equal to 3. Okay, I'll get one value of length L2. I think this is second equation not needed, huh? Only L2 is needed. Okay, this will be 1 by L1 equal to N2 will be 3 by 2L2. This is 30. Anybody value L2?
135.
There's a one possible length. Second, N1 equal to 3, N2 equal to 1. So 3 by L1. How much? 15. Huh? Next, any conditions are there? Okay, I can go for 2 loops and 2 loops each.
45.
Okay, now the primary question is like, why can't we take half loop here?
A node na sir. Point is a node.
Yeah, just mentioned node. Even if it's not a, even if it didn't mention, so can we take it half loop? Here not possible, huh? but if you connect a tuning fork, I think I had to make these things clear. If I connect a tuning fork, a wire what happen can oscillate in a half loop. Half loop is possible for a wire. Provided what happen you connect it to tuning fork. I think it's there in SU Arma. The next what we get is when you connect to a tuning fork. I think this condition is very important. But here off loop is not possible. Even if it's like it can vibrate, but off loop is not possible. When you have a composite wire, off loop is not possible in any one of the wire. Practically, I think that is what verified. So in the books, what happened, they didn't mention, but in SEORMA, what happened, we do have a problem here, discuss theory where it's starting with off loop. Yes, it is possible. Huh? If I connect one end of the rope to tuning fork, other end to a rigid, it will vibrate in off loop, one end off, two end off. But on composite wire, you should never bring off loop. Even it can, but one end off possible, two end off possible, three end off possible. Half loop in any one segment of a composite wire is not possible. Half loop is possible for a one isolated wire. So here half loop segment of composite method. Can you hear me?
Sir,
Okay, we'll continue. Yeah. This is the best question what I can say. You need lot of patience to verify things here. Huh? It's there in DPP. Many might have not noticed it or might have just seen, okay, what is there? Very simple. Now read first the question. Yes, directly given equation for us. So sin kx cos the mass per unit length of the string. Is asking two things. Say x equal to 0, expect x equal to 0 node or anti-node. I think we have to take this decision x equal to 0 node or anti-node. From there is what we have to proceed here. X equal to 0 should be node. X equal to lambda by 4 anti-node. X equal to lambda by 2 is what? Node. X equal to 3 lambda by 4 anti-node. X equal to lambda will be node. So at least I think if you draw a loop of 3 or 4 loops, you take a wire and try to analyze. It's not telling how many loops. You can assume at least more than 2 loops you should assume to do this problem. Okay, so I think we'll proceed like this. So option, two options will come. First for option A, t equal to 0. Okay, I think the time intervals are given, no? T equal to t by 8, t by 4, and t by 2. Okay, let me start with. Minimum. This point is x equal to 0. Lambda by 2, lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4, lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2. Okay, these are the positions, no? Positional. So this strictly this should be a node. This is anti-node. Okay, now okay, one thing. Let this be at upper extreme. The old string is at upper extreme. And let me define. Okay, we have to look at this equation, no? At t equal to 0, now will it be at upper extreme? So we'll differentiate. I think, okay, let's check the mathematics first. 2a sine kx cos omega t. So this will be minus 2a omega sine kx sine omega t. Okay, t equal to 0, what do we get? Velocity will be 0. So the t equal to t by 4, what we get? I have to draw the diagram first. This will be t by 8, t by 4. This will be t by 2. Okay, various instants of time. This t by 4 should be the mean position, no? So definitely t by 8 means what happened? It should be between upper extreme and mean position. T by 2. T by 2 should be the definitely what happened. It should go for okay. I think okay, now I'm in better position. Yeah, let's come for now. So it should be like this. Node, node, node. Very beautifully is trying to cover the concepts of the standing wave. Okay, I think this is for off cycle. Okay, let's analyze all. So first, these are the positions of node, no? Positions of node will not change, will be there only. Node are the points which will never vibrate. We know all that. Huh? Okay, let's get into the points. So what are the points is showing in test? Node, antinode. Okay, this is lambda by 2. And again, node. I think that's what he's asking. Okay, let's get into the first option, at t equals 0. Total energy per unit length at x equal to 0 is total energy per unit length. What do you mean by unit length? Total energy per unit length. Is it asking energy density? What is energy density formula? First, I think we should have a clarity. What is energy density? ED should be equal to rho omega square a square by 2. Am I right?
The average energy density is instantaneous.
No. Please try to. Total energy per unit length is asking. So this is energy density. Huh? So now let me do one thing. Rho omega square a square, some length of the rope x into area of cross section 2. So this will become energy. This energy per unit length, or this delta L, I'll write it. Rho into S omega square a square by 2. This E by delta L is what? Let me call U or U dash, whatever you want to write, call it. So rho into S, what we can write further? Mu. What is the amplitude? Amplitude is 2A, no? Okay. (4A). So therefore this will become 2 and this will end up 2. Okay, this U dash is energy per unit length. Now, I think first we should get a clarity like what is the question. Okay, I think the displacement equation is there, velocity equation is there, energy per unit length, we have everything. Okay, now at x equal to 0, what do you expect? Energy, total energy per unit length x equals 0 here. Will it be non-zero or 0 here, energy?
Non-zero.
Non-zero, no, because deformation energy is there. The whole energy, it will be here in the form of deformation energy. Of course, nodes will be at rest. Red colored dots, nodes are red color dots and will be at rest at any time t. So therefore, k of t at the node must be 0. What about the deformation energy? It should be non-zero. And it will vary harmonically. So therefore, shall we put total energy per unit length at x equal to 0 is in fact correct option. Okay, I'll go for P. I'll select P. Then T equals a total energy per unit length at x equal to lambda by 4 is. lambda by 4, where this antinode. Okay, now what is the state of this antinodes here? All points on the rope are at rest, no? This is upper extreme, this is a lower extreme condition. I think I should not write upper extreme. Huh? Better will write it. All points are at rest. Here, all points are at rest. And what is the strain at this particular point? Slope here will be 0 and kinetic energy also 0. So therefore, total energy per unit length at x equal to lambda by 4 is 2. I think I cannot pick up option B for A, option Q for A. Total energy per unit length at x equal to lambda is, again, lambda is what node, deformation energy will be there. So I should go for R. So P and R. Power transmitted through a point at x equal to lambda is 0. What to say here? Power is telling. What do you mean by power? Force into velocity. Of course, tension will be non-zero, but what about velocity here? Node will be always at rest, no? So this is not possible. So this is the possible. So it will be in fact 0. So S, I'll take it. Let's have a space. So PRS. No. What about T? Power transmitted through a point at x equal to lambda by 4 here. What is the state of it? Tension force is acting, but what is the state of antinode? Antinode will be at rest, no? So what is that instantaneous power? Power transmitted at x equal to lambda is 0. At that instant, so there is no power transmission. So therefore, PRST. I think we have to really T equal to T by 8. Okay, let's come for it. T equal to T by 8. So this is the point x equal to 0. Now again, come for this. What about energy at this particular point? Here it's la maximum energy, no? Here. So if you want, I'll indicate here. Maximum deformation energy. So what happened here? Energy that will be less than maximum, will be non-zero, but it will be less than maximum. So therefore, I cannot pick up equal to. It should have been less. So option P is ruled out. For A, can I pick up P? Can I pick up Q? Not possible. Total again lambda. So x equal to 0 and lambda nodes only. So this also ruled out. So what shall I bring now? Okay, power transmitted through a point at x equal to lambda is, we know node will be at rest, no? Now what about lambda by 4 antinode? Shall we go for option T? At T equal to T by 8 for a node, okay, P and Q are not possible. PQ are not possible, S is possible. So one S is what available. What about power transmitted through a point at x equal to lambda by 4 is 0. How the force will be acting here? How the velocity will be directed vertically down. And how the force will be acting on this element. Will be at an angle, no? So therefore, so here what a component of tension will be acting vertically down. So there'll be some power transmitted will do occur. Because otherwise the velocity of that will keep on increase, no? So therefore, the velocity of that keeps on increases. So therefore, kinetic energy of that should increase here. So only S I'll pick up. Okay, now at T equal to T by 4. Okay, let's come for this one. Okay, do analyze now with the help of this one at t equal to t by 4. This is note. So first, total energy per unit length at x equal to 0 is what is the deformation? No deformation here. So when there's no deformation, no question of any energy present here. No, it is at rest and no deformation. And here also no deformation. So what about option P and R? P and R are ruled out. Now let's come for the anti-note. T equal to t by 4. I'm coming to t equal to t by 4. So there will be maximum kinetic energy, no? The kinetic energy present till maximum, and what all that maximum is energy per unit length. So therefore, this Q I'll pick up first. Q. Power transmitted through a point at x equal to lambda is, I think, must be 0, no? It's a node, so that no doubt S will be there. What about T?
0.
Because how the tension will act horizontally, velocity will be vertically down. At node, the force will be acting horizontally and velocity will be downward. So therefore, at x equal to lambda by 4, we can put it like it to be 0. So QFT will come. I'm explaining, try to understand, because I can't draw so many diagrams. Huh? So here, the force will be acting horizontally, the velocity will be downward. So what is the instantaneous power? Will be 0. That's what you mean to say. Now come for t equal to t by 2. It is here. I think it's similar to this one. So what about here? Maximum deformation. Maximum deformation. So I'll pick up naturally what happened. I'll go for P. What about here? The antinode will be at rest and no deformation. And it will never undergo deformation. Here what happened? Maximum kinetic energy. No deformation. And at rest. No deformation we are putting. Now last option at t equal to t by 2. Okay, P naturally I'll pick up P. So this is P will be there. Then total energy per unit length at x equal to lambda, that will be 0. So Q will not come. Again, R is similar to node R. What about S? Again, what we discussed, the problem for t equal to 0 is applicable for t equal to t by 2 also. So P R S T. Matchings you have to be very careful. Definitely see like a conceptual analysis is something very essential. Huh? So that is not just by mere looking. We must have a supporting background. Huh? What is the meaning of this? First, total energy per unit length. Okay, then you must know velocity of this particular diagram. Huh? It is oscillating, executing SHM. These backgrounds are needed. Then you can analyze it. Standing waves, really best questions will be available for you. Okay, now look at this. The energy is 0, no? It has acquired energy. From where this energy came?
Done by tension.
Okay, I know work, but from where this energy has come? Look at node having maximum energy, antinode 0 energy, and what about these points? They're having energy. They'll possess deformation energy. And look at these elements when they're here. Again, they'll possess kinetic energy, but no deformation energy. But look at antinode. No kinetic energy, no deformation energy. Here only kinetic energy. Node only deformation energy, no kinetic energy. Here 0 kinetic energy or 0 deformation energy. So look at now the energy here. These elements open, they will possess energy at all instants. Am I right? They'll possess like a between antinode and node. All the points between node and antinode will possess energy at all instants. Will agree? Now also they're having energy. Here what happened? The antinode and node both are having energy now. This also having energy. This also having energy. Deformation of energy non-zero. Kinetic energy non-zero.
Sir,
Energy will oscillate between node and antinode.
Deformation of energy. Here kinetic energy. What happened? Energy.
Energy will oscillate between node and antinode.
How you can say?
Antinode should get energy from somewhere. No?
Okay, one more thing. The overall energy in a loop must remain constant. That's what the standing wave, no? Am I right? How much of energy this half loop is there? So I think there's a loop, I should call a loop, not one wavelength. There's one loop, there's a one loop. So the energy in a given loop will remain fixed here. The whole energy here in the form of deformation is available as kinetic energy. So what actually happens is like here, half of the energy of this node, half of the energy of this node will be available as kinetic energy of this antinode. Because again you see that one. You compare this, from where this will get energy, will from this node or this node. Trying to think. So let's do one thing. Okay, we'll have one loop here like this. This antinode will get energy from these two nodes. Half of it. Means here, let's say 10 joules is present here. Here 10 joules, here 10 joules. 5 joules from these two. 10 joules here. 5 joules from these two. Then what happens, sir? Here remaining 5. It should be shared to this one. So like this, what will happen? The energy in a given loop. So therefore, this antinode will not get energy from this node or this node, from both the nodes, adjacent nodes. What about energy of these elements? Will they remain fixed? How much of energy they have here? They'll have that much of energy. Say antinode, it was here 0 energy, here maximum energy. So definitely there is a flow of energy will occur, no? So therefore, as this string starts moving, what happens? The energy will flow like this here. And they will also possess energy, kinetic energy will be there. So now as it starts moving, the energy will start flowing away from here. But net flow will be 0. Am I right? So in one oscillation, what is the net flow? Average flow of energy through any point will be 0. That's why we say standing wave. Don't think that no flow of energy. Rather than asking those things, so they'll be interested to test these things. You be careful. Standing waves, very good analysis questions can be asked related to energy, all these things. I think I have brought around 20, another 7 left over. They're very good questions are there. Please do work out them.
sir, at T equal to T by 8, what is the total energy at X equal to 0, sir?
What all energy of the rope here, how much of energy the rope is having, the same energy will be available. But here it will have, here potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is 0. Here the same, potential energy will be a little bit less, kinetic energy will start increasing. But overall energy will remain same. How much of energy is there on the rope? The same energy will be here. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Regarding exams, there'll be 4 attempts will be there. For you, 4 attempts will be there. I think a good festival will be there for you. Writing 4 times, same exam. 4 times will be writing. I think you are lucky enough at least by writing fourth time, you should be able to perform better. So definitely what you can say competition, somebody said, yes, definitely. When you write exam 4 times, you'll gain a lot of confidence when you are writing on the fourth time. No? So what I suggest in the first attempt is something, if you do better, you'll be on safer side. First attempt is very crucial. In the first attempt only, try to put maximum effort and get better position. You can definitely say second, third, fourth, further you can improve. Yeah, let it increase, definitely. See what benefit you are getting, the same benefit is there for everyone, no? Will it got finalized? It got finalized. It will be there, but they will put this one, but it was taken a decision because like the reason for that, okay, in urban cities, people are getting internet connection. You go to the village, no, absolutely zero. Even town places, just from here, you go to Mahbubnagar on the towards Bangalore or Medak, Karimnagar, we don't have any internet connection much. February last week, first shift will be college reopen. I don't know. See, for four attempts will be there because almost they have put a petition, everything. So government of India actually what happened, because the rural urban people okay are enjoying. Urban people what happened are having good facilities, but you go for rural village, no, absolutely nil. If you don't conduct 4 times, it'll be a big loss for the rural and the town people. Village back.
Sir, then they'll give at least a 1 month gap between each attempt, no, sir.
That's all. No, February, March, April, May. That's all. February 1 attempt. March, April, May. Yeah.
Advance will also get delayed, sir.
Advance definitely will be later. So we can expect advance to be in the June last week. Advance will not be multiple attempts. I don't think so. Advance, they'll go for multiple attempts. Only mains will be there. 12th board, I think the government of Telangana has to take a decision when it will be. It will be March 12th board exam, March or April first week. Board exams. I think the mains is what the first exam you are going to encounter. So I hardly have another 2.5 months. That's what I feel. So I think I gave formula book. Everyone is having formula book, or shall I upload in group?
Upload, sir.
I'll upload in the group today only. So that formula book is what daily you make it a rule, daily half an hour. Recollect all as many as possible. And I suggest you, till now, I think we have so many mains question paper. It's my sincere advice. Don't buy any book, mains. Don't buy anything. You just go for previous year mains paper. Starting from, I think, past 4 years, we have plenty of that one. Almost you get physics, 36 papers you are going to get, not 1, 2. And the 36 papers, you just think on them, that is enough, that is a level. In our institution, you get advanced paper as mains paper. Totally clean bold, I'm telling this one. So I should not speak like that, but okay, let me, I think recording, I'll stop it. Then we'll have general